Um, Sorry, I just so welcome. I just Helen's message popped up as I pressed record, and your legs are burning off. Oh yeah, I saw your pictures, Helen. That looked epic. That looked like a really, really great hike. Congratulations on that. That was quite a big one. So yeah, yeah, just take it easy. It ain't gonna be free. I'm sure it'll be lovely, Helen. All right. So if there's a couple of folks who are watching on catch up, so just a great big welcome if you're joining on catch up, and we can get started. So I think for practice today, it's all the usual bits and pieces: a brick, a block, and a blanket. The fail-safe options, and if in doubt, just blankets. Always good. Okay. Look at that blanket folding action there, Lorna. It's looking looking great. So we'll start seated. So come and bring whatever you like underneath the lower body. Okay, so let's, I've got my little blanket and block here. So you're very welcome to either sit cross-legged. You might prefer to kneel. Yeah, if you're kneeling, just get a bit of height under the sitting bones, like a brick or something. It's going to give you a good amount of space. And let's give ourselves a moment to arrive and land on the mat. So you might want to place a hand onto the area of the heart. You can take a full in-breath and perhaps a gentle sigh out through the mouth. Again, just take this a couple more times. Just inviting that exhalation to help you settle a little more into your body and onto your mat. And you're welcome to either keep the hand right there or you can release the hand. And we'll just take a little moment, just checking in. Maybe a little scan through the physical body. A little observation of how the breath is moving, how the breath is feeling. Just gently looking inwards and noticing how is the mind this morning. And whatever is happening in the mind, you might find it a useful technique to just gently name what is happening in the mind. So that gentle observation of your present moment to moment experience. And also, how is your mood? How is your heart this morning? So a little opening poem for today's practice. This is from New Every Morning by Susan Coolidge. Every day is a fresh beginning. Listen, my soul, to the glad refrain. And spite of old sorrow and older sinning, and puzzles forecasted and possible pain, take heart with the day and begin again. Take heart with the day and begin again. So let's just start to invite a little more conscious control to the breath. Seeing if you can allow the inhale and the exhale to be of equal length. Maybe inviting a gentle ujjayi breath or that nasal breathing with sound. And then from here, either keeping the eyes closed or you can let the eyes open. Just link the fingers, turn the palms away. Inhale, a big reach up through the arms. I'm going to start yawning through the arm. And then just maybe a little lean from side to side. This always makes me yawn. You might want to take hold of a wrist and then go once more each side, one way. As you lean to the side, so say you're going to the left, anchor deep into the opposite sitting bone, so then the right sitting bone feels heavy. When you're ready, you can release the arms. Inhale, a little lift of the chest and a lift of the gaze. And now from here, exhale, turning to your right, gently revolving around the midline and finding your way into that spiral. Inhale, coming back up to center. You can reach the arms up and then around to your left. Exhale. Inhale. Once more each side. Next time you come all the way back up to center, let's take the hands down through prayer pose all the way. Exhale. Releasing the arms from here. And then you might want to stay on your support. Yeah, we're going to come forward. Yeah, I tend to come off my support if I'm doing this, but you decide. And we'll just kind of cross the shins. So you're less of a loose cross of the legs and you've just got the legs a little bit more kind of snug, aiming to cross the shins. And then from here, I'm feeling this in my hips already. From here, you can gently walk forward with the hands, yeah. Maybe a little bit of swaying, or you can walk the hands kind of more deliberately over to one side. So you're leaning towards one knee, just make sure the opposite sitting bone is feeling heavy, okay? And then coming back to center, and then walking to the other side. Deep inhale, smooth exhale. Let's walk back to center. Let yourself roll up. Have a little look at what leg's in front, and then just change the cross on the legs. And then from here, you might be happy staying just upright and breathing there, or come forward. And as you all know, it doesn't matter how far forward we fold, okay? And then if you'd like to, you can either sway gently, or maybe walk the hands to one side. And then find your way over to the other side. Great. Okay, walking back to center when you feel ready, if you've been walking. And then let's roll ourselves up. Pausing right here. Okay, take your time. We'll find our way to the hands and knees. You might want to stretch out the legs before you do anything else. Okay. Coming onto the hands and knees, if you like a blanket under the shins, go ahead. So keep my block nearby. Okay, so from here, let's inhale, rolling the heart forward, lifting the chest, the head, the sitting bones. For today, let's dome the back. So heavy tail, press the back of the heart towards the sky. Inhale, great, lifting the chest. Exhale to round. Inhale, floating the heart forward. Exhale to dome the back of the heart towards the sky. Okay, let's keep this going. We'll inhale, lift the chest. Now this time on the exhale, option to move back to downward dog. If not, keep moving through your cat-cow. Let's come back to the knees. We'll do this 3 more times. So inhale to the knees, lifting the heart. Exhale, press it back. The knee bends. The leg lengthens. Inhale. And inhale, like you're carried by your breath. And exhale. Great. And just take a little moment here, easing in, softening the back of the neck. You can gently tread through the legs. And we'll start to walk the feet towards the hands. So take as many steps as you like. Gently walking those feet forward. And keeping the feet about hip width apart. Toes pointing straight ahead. Inhale, lengthen your spine, send the gaze forward. And then exhale, fold. And let's just let our spine hang from here. So we can dangle. We can let the arms link behind the legs if you like. Fold the arms. And you can always sway a little bit from side to side. Now let's put a nice bend to the knees. Let the arms hang. We're going to roll up to standing today. So really finding the soles of the feet, heaviness to the tailbone, and begin to roll up. Your head being the last thing to come up. And then when you get all the way to the top, you can link the fingers if you wish and take another lovely open line through that front body. And the exhale, hands coming down. And pausing right here. Allowing yourself to find the soles of your feet connecting deep into the earth. Now on the next in-breath, breathing the arms up. So lift the gaze, stretching your body from pole to pole. Exhale to fold forward all the way down. So let the navel gently move towards the spine as you fold. Bend the knees as much as you like. Inhale, lengthening through your spine. Send the gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees, left foot stepping back, preparing for your high lunge. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands to the mat, and come into downward facing dog. Finding that space through the torso. pushing the floor away with the hands. So come into a high plank from here, inhaling. And then with the exhale, let's lower the knees and come all the way down to the front body. Exhale. So release the toes. Now lift your hands a little bit from the mat. And we'll lift up into this hands-free kind of locust thing, yeah? So inhale, lift head, chest, legs, and hands. Exhale, keep the hands up, but lower legs and chest and head down. 3 more, inhale. Shoulder blades squeezing together on the back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now this time stay right here and lower your hands. Inhale, press into your hands a little more. Start to let your feet touch down and just a little bit higher with your cobra. And exhale, either moving back to child's pose, or you can come back to downward facing dog. Smooth, steady inhale. And smooth, steady exhale. Next inhale, you can take the right foot, let it lift up. Exhale, stepping it through. This time we'll place the back knee down. So using a little support, if you like, underneath the back knee. Inhale, breathing the arms up. Exhale and stay right there. So you might find it's nice to let your pelvis sink. And keep pressing deep into that right foot. Inhale again to lift the chest. And then turning to your right. Exhale, arms to shoulder height. We're finding that spiral. Great. Inhale back to center. So twice more, same direction. Exhale to the right. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up with the arms. And then with the exhale, keep the feet where they are, placing left hand down to the earth. Inhale fully, and then turn to the right. Exhale, so you're welcome to wrap right arm behind your back. Or maybe it's reaching up towards the sky. And then you've got the option here of lifting your back knee. Good. Stay with your breath. One more deep inhale. And then with the exhale, let's unwind from here. Place the hands down, and then we can find our way out from here. So either come to downward dog or kneeling. Find your breath. Steady inhale. Steady exhale. Next inhale, left foot lifts. Exhale, stepping it through. And the right knee goes down. Nice, give yourself some time. So just building the posture. Inhale, breathing the arms up. And then to the left, exhale. Twice more. Inhaling back up the center. Exhale from here, placing right hand down to the earth. Inhale fully. Exhale, opening around to your left. Back knee can lift if you wish. Great. Steady breath. If the back knee is lifting, really press away through that back heel. One more inhale right here. And then exhale, let's unwind that and find our way out, either to kneeling or to downward dog. Now we'll come back to the belly. So if you're in downward dog, come into a high plank, or you can have knees down. And then when you're ready, exhale all the way to the belly. So 4 more times, repeating this cobra, hands-free cobra locust thing. So inhale to lift. Exhale to lift. Falling into the pelvis, inhale to lift. So using the support of the contact, pelvis to earth. Exhale. Inhale, the shoulder blades can gently draw together on the back. Exhale. Inhale. Now this time stay there, place your hands. Exhale. Inhale, just a little lift, toes to feet touch down. And exhale, maybe back through a child's pose briefly, or straight back to downward dog. Inhale, taking that right foot up, deep in breath. Exhale, stepping it through. Give it a little nudge if you like. Great, that's very nice. Inhale, high lunge, press deep into the feet. Coming on up. And exhale, hands to your mat, back foot stepping forward. Holding in on the exhale. Inhale, press into your roots, come all the way to stand. And exhale, remain standing, the hands come through prayer pose. And let's pause right here. Maybe the hands come to the body. If the mind has wandered, gently, gently invite the mind to catch the anchor of your breath. Let's release the arms from here. Second side. Inhale, breathe the arms up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway and lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, right foot stepping back, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's go straight to plank. Hold that high plank. Your knees can go down, remember. Okay. Inhale right here. And then to the belly, exhale, all the way down. Now this time let's come into Sphinx. So we'll take the forearms to the mat. And let's have the elbows just so they're about a little bit forward from the line of your shoulders, okay? Great. So from here, just let the legs hang out how they are. Again, you might want to have a sense of the support of your pelvis. You don't need to do much, it's just allowing your attention just to settle down. The tailbone might move under ever so slightly. Inhale just where you are. Chest gently lifting. Exhale just where you are. So next inhale, let's link the fingers, nudge the elbows in, tuck the toes. And on the exhale, forearm plank. Tailbone can still keep moving under. Almost a sense that you're trying to dome the upper back here, okay? So you press into the hands. No, sorry, they're called forearms. As you press into the forearms, one more inhale. And then from here, exhale, let's land back into Sphinx. Inhale, just where you are. And exhale, soften forward, preparing now for cobra or upward dog. Inhale. Shoulders roll back and down as you lift the heart. And then exhale, maybe it's a child's pose, or maybe it's a downward dog. You decide. Nice. Take a breath. So next inhale, can pick up the right foot. Exhale, stepping it through, give it a little nudge if you like. And once again, the back knee can come down. Great, so just allow yourself to build the posture from the ground up. So you've got that front foot connecting. Perhaps as you allow yourself to find the support, sinking the pelvis a little more. Now see how it feels from here, right? Take the arms around behind you. Feel as though you're almost squeezing the shoulder blades together, not quite catching the hands yet. So reaching the hands back. Allow the chest to lift. Maybe a little bit of movement. Now, either you're welcome to stay right here, it's more of an active opener, or you can link the fingers and reach the hands away, okay? Again, maybe a little roll. Full deep inhale right here. Exhale to release, placing right hand or forearm to right thigh. Inhale, reaching up through the left side. Exhale, let the tailbone feel a little bit heavy, moving under, opening through that left side body. One more deep inhale right here. Good. As you exhale, let's unwind that, placing the hands down. So either downward dog or come to the hands and knees. Let's see how you feel. We're going to come back to the belly. So inhale, come into your high plank. And exhale all the way down. Back to Sphinx. Inhale. Exhale, shoulder blades rest down on the back. Linking the fingers, elbows nudge in, tuck the toes. And then with the exhale, forearm plank. Smooth inhale. Smooth exhale. One more in breath. And then when you're ready, returning back to Sphinx. Inhale just where you are. And exhale, prepare now for cobra or upward dog. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, maybe it's child's pose, maybe it's downward dog. One full inhale here. One full exhale. So next in breath, we'll take the left foot, taking it up, inhale, exhale, taking it through. And the back knee goes down. Great, so here we are. Finding your supports, arms reach back to start, okay? Good. So feel free to have a little roll through the shoulders. Inner edges of the shoulder blades draw together. Inhale. Now either you can stay right here or you can link the fingers. Another couple of breaths. Exhale when you're ready, placing left hand or left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, little lean to the left. Just opening through that left side body. Another deep inhale. And exhale, let's unwind, finding our way out. So either downward dog or hands and knees. We're going to take one more round of the Sphinx to forearm plank. Okay. So inhale, find your way to your high plank or hands and knees. Exhale to the front of the body, all the way down. Sphinx, inhale. Prepare the arms, top of the toes. Inhale and exhale, forearm plank. Just check in on your jawbone. Make sure you're not gritting your teeth with the effort of doing this. It's hard work. As you exhale, come back. Inhale where you are. And exhale, let's soften forward. Take a moment. So from here, if you'd like to, you can pick up your feet so your shins are perpendicular to the mat. And then you can sway the feet from side to side. That little windscreen wiper action. A little bit of swaying. Okay. So from here, inhale, pressing up through a cobra. Shoulders gently roll back and down. So you keep the elbows bent, or a little bit bent, lifting through the front body. And exhale, let's come on back, child's pose. Now, just going to take a tiny pause from here, right? Just want to quickly show you the next posture. I feel I've not taught this for a while. I get flurries of doing this one. I don't know, it seems to work in like cycles, but there we go. Anyway, it's that Vashisthasana, the side plank, but we're going to have the forearm on the mat. Okay, so let me quickly show you. I'm just going to double up my mat here. You can use a blanket or nothing, but I often need a bit of extra something under my arm. Now you can either go from kneeling, okay, or you can go from downward high plank, sorry. So if you're from kneeling, the left forearm comes to the mat. See if you can get the whole of the hand flattening, bracing yourself with the right hand, doing this kind of random sort of shape, yeah? And then you'll turn. So I'm going to turn so I'm on my left forearm, my feet are stacked on the mat. Now, one thing you can do here is you can step that front foot down as a form of support, okay? Or if it feels too strong, put the bottom knee down and focus on the breath there, okay? So I'll do it with you. Wherever you are, I'll demo from high plank here. Any shoulder issues, I wouldn't enter it from high plank. Yeah, go from kneeling. And then from here, placing that left forearm down. And then so you'll turn. So you might have your back to me. That's okay. Keep the hips lifting as much as possible. And breathing there, either reaching up with the top hand or keep the top hand on the hip. This is hard work. One more inhale. Good. Exhale, let's unwind. Release. Oh, that was exciting. So we're coming down. Child's pose just for a moment. Ah. All right. So let's go to the second side. So either from the hands and knees, I'll demo it from kneeling this side. Right forearm to the mat. Bracing yourself with the left arm, connecting into the right forearm and hand. The legs can straighten. Turning around. And we breathe. Tailbone can gently move in. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, let's unwind. Exhale. And find our way out. Smooth inhale. Good. Smooth exhale. We'll come back to that in a little while, okay? You'll be thrilled to know. Inhale, rock up, hands and knees. Exhale, push the floor away. Downward dog, that's great. Smooth inhale. Smooth exhale. Inhale, picking up the left foot. Exhale, stepping it through. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, back foot stepping forward, folding in over your legs. Exhale. Inhale, pressing into your feet. Come all the way up. If you'd like to add a tiny back bend, go ahead. And exhale, hands coming down through prayer pose. Let's pause here for a few breaths. Maybe the hands are on your body. Maybe they're by your side. Observing the body, the breath. Where is the mind? And how is your mood? Okay, from here, let's release the arms. We'll just simply step the feet out so you can face your device or you're facing the long edge of your mat. Okay, let's take the feet ready for a warrior 2 stance. Right toes turning out. Left toes in slightly, taking the arms wide on the in-breath. And exhale, simply landing in warrior 2 today. Bending into that right leg. Sliding left hand down the left leg. And reach up and out with that right side body. And with the exhale, taking us over Parsvakonasana. So you can either take forearm to thigh, okay? You might want to bring the hand down, but you don't have to. And inviting those top ribs to roll towards the ceiling as you keep pressing the right knee rather, back in line with the little toe. Now from here for today, how about we take that top arm just so the fingers reach towards the ceiling? Exploring the breath, washing across the chest. Now imprinting each foot into the earth, really pressing both feet down. And then see how it feels to float that bottom arm off, almost like the arms are like great wings. One more inhale. Exhale, return forearm to thigh. Great. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, toes forward. Let's lower the arms. Feel free to give the shoulders a little circle. Second side. Inhale, arms wide. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, so you're opening up out of that left side body. And with the exhale, coming into Paschimottanasana. Top ribs rolling towards the spine. Both feet imprinting down. Maybe the top arm comes up. And perhaps floating. One more inhale. Exhale, forearm to thigh. Inhale will come all the way out. Toes forward and release the arms. Exhale. Just pausing here. Arms float wide. Inhaling. This time we can link the fingers around behind us. Exhale. Inhale. So take the arms back. Roll a little bit through the shoulders if you like. The inner edges of your shoulder blades can draw together on the back of the body. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to fold. It doesn't matter how far over your arms come, okay? See how it feels to keep the shoulder blades drawing together on the back. It's like you're really drawing the arm bones back, sending the breath into the chest. Body expanding on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. Now keeping yourself forward, just release the hands, bring the hands to the hips, then bring the hands to the floor, exhale. Inhale to lengthen your spine, send the heart forward. You can come right onto the pads of the fingers. And then from here, let's walk the hands all the way towards the front of the mat. Turn those toes to point forward, pivot that back heel, and exhale, come on out. Downward facing dog. Finding your breath. Now from here, inhale, come into a high plank. Exhale, now we'll come back. Actually, it's lower the knees just for a sec. We'll come back to that forearm Vashisthasana. Just one more round, okay? No surprises. So from here, once again, left forearm to the mat. Find the legs straighten. Turning to face the side. If you're feeling quite stable with this, feel free to stack your feet. Keep the hips lifting. One more inhale. And exhale, let's unwind. Great, you might want to come back to hands and knees. Take a moment. Second side. So aiming to keep the breath as steady as possible. When you're ready, let's release. Exhale. And we can just move back to child's pose for a moment. Full even breath. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll prepare to come into pigeon, okay, on the right side. So you can sweep that right leg through. Knee moving towards the right wrist. And then allow yourself to settle in. So remember, you can use your block or a cushion underneath that hip there. If that's not going to work for your knees or hips today, Then the plan would be to kind of lie down and come into that figure four, okay? Either using the hands, okay, or not. Breathing in, okay? So that'd be a good place to go. If you're forward in the posture, bring yourself in. Just 5 breaths here. You might want to stay up on the forearms. You might prefer to come further forward. Catching the anchor of your exhalation. And just for your next couple of breaths, because if you want to, you can tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off as you press away through your back heel. And then soften the back leg down again. Now, keeping your jawbone nice and soft, we'll start to walk ourselves back up. If you need to get out of here, then do. However, if you want to stay for a couple more breaths, you can come onto the pads of the fingers. Shoulders roll back and down. And lift the heart. Nice. Sometimes when I do this, if my knees feel okay, I'll take my right hand and I'll sort of rest it onto my right thigh. My left hand will rest onto my front foot, right into the instep there. And roll the arm bones back as I lift the chest. Okay, when you're ready, you can come out of this. So, either pressing back downward dog, or you can lean onto your right hip, swing the left leg around, and undo yourself that way. Okay, cool. Now, wherever you are, we can all meet either on the hands and knees or in downward dog. So get ready for the second side, okay? Inhale, left foot lifts. Exhale, sweep it through. Remember that lying down version, the figure four, if you prefer, okay? Just bearing in mind that things can feel really different from side to side. All right, so just find your way in. Come on forward whenever you're ready. Stay with your breath. You might want to tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee up. Press away through the back heel. Soften the leg down again. Couple more breaths. And when you're ready, if you're forward there, bring yourself up. And either stay on the pads of the fingers and lift the chest. You might prefer to bring one hand to the thigh, one hand to the foot, shoulders roll back and down, lifting them down. Great. One more deep inhale. And then when you're ready, exhale, let's release. So either you can press back to downward dog, or you can undo, swing the leg around, and we'll all meet again on the hands and knees, okay? Or downward dog. So inhale, hands and knees or high plank. Exhale all the way down. Coming into Sphinx once again. This is the last round. Okay. Of the forearm plank. Shoulders resting on the back. Link the fingers, elbows nudging, tuck the toes. Exhale, forearm plank. 3 breaths. When you're ready, come on down. Exhale. Inhale. And then release forward. Exhale. And just feel free to sway the hips around. If you like, you can come into that half frog. So you can slide one knee out to the side around hip height and hang out here. Okay, when you're ready, you can change sides. Lengthen the leg long. Okay, take a little pause. Now, I'd like to invite you to come into broken wing. Seeing as we're on our front body here, there's quite a lot of opening the chest, a lot of strengthening work as well. Okay, so let's have this this opening for the front body. So I'd like to invite you here to take the right arm out on the floor at shoulder height. I like a little something under my head, like a block or a cushion. And then from here, you'll be pressing into the left hand. Get myself into a better place. Okay, my arm is too high. There we go. Okay, then we're going to roll onto the right side. Oh yeah, one more thing, sorry. See how it feels to turn that extended arm so it flips, so the palm faces up, okay? So you can turn the thumb to point down and then keep going so you come onto the back of the hand. And then that might make the rolling action feel a little bit more free, perhaps. And then just let the legs come into a shape that works for you. I like to bend my legs and stand on my top foot. And then you've got the option of reaching the left arm towards the ceiling. Make sure your chin isn't sticking forward, so keep the chin a little bit dropped. Also, it's nice sometimes to wrap that top arm behind the back. Just another 4 breaths. When you're ready, let's unwind from here. Pausing in the center. If you need a little child's pose before the second side, go ahead and do that, okay? And then I'm just going to move away from the wall. Left arm reaching out. I'm going to flip the thumb so it points down and then keep it going. I'm on the back of my hand and then rolling on over. Why is this side really sticky? Perhaps a little sigh as you exhale. Just 2 more breaths. Okay, undo that when you're ready. Use the hands to support. Gently undo that. Softening the front of the body to the earth. Oh, you might want to pick up the feet again and just take that little windscreen wiper action. And then when you're ready, we'll curl back. Child's pose, exhale. 3 times Chakra Inhale, rocking up and through. Lifting the chest. And exhale, either curling back or doming the back like earlier. Inhale. And now either stay here for a few breaths. You might want to take one more downward dog. Exhale. And then we can all meet seated. Brilliant. And then when you come to lie down, either you have you might have a brick, okay? Bring your brick in. I'm going to have brick and blanket combo. I think if you prefer to do this, it's going to be like a little supported bridge, but quite a laid back one. I'm just thinking about Helen's poor legs. So I'm thinking hip flexors. So we're going to do a little bridge with the legs extended. So you don't need to go too high for this because it can get quite strong. So come and lie down on the back of the body. We'll just go straight into it. Okay, so inhale, lift up. Bring in your support. So you know what? I think I might do a medium brick and blanket or wrapped over it. And then the back of the pelvis can then rest, okay, on that support. Just let yourself get comfortable. Now, see how it feels, either arms by your sides, or you can take the arms overhead in a bit of a cactus shape. And then you can keep one leg bent, one foot on the floor, and the other leg can extend. And just allow it to flop open. But I mean, keep it playful. See how it feels to roll it slightly in on that extended leg. And see how it feels to just let it flop out slightly. Okay. Keeping a full breath all the way into the body. Now, exhalation, you're following it all the way to the end. Okay, when you're ready, let's stand back on that foot, the one they had extended, and then let's do the other side. Just be really tuned in, which I'm sure you will be. Be tuned into what's happening in the lower back, okay? I'm getting a pulling, but it feels like a knife kind of pulling. So just keep listening. Any pinching or pain, you know that needs adjusting. Lower the height of your brick, and maybe don't extend the leg. Okay, when you're ready, I'm going to stand back on both feet. If you were on the medium height of brick, you might want to flip it, and we can come down to the low edge and just settle there for a minute. And then we can remove the brick completely. What I'm going to do personally is I'm going to push the brick forward towards my feet, lower the hips down, and then I can just cross the shins really, and just let my legs rest on that brick. So I'm in a little, almost like a little sukhasana shape with my legs. So in a moment, we're going to move into Shavasana. So I'd like to invite you just to do anything else that you need to do, okay? So probably the go-to after that would be to have a little rounding of the spine. hugging at the knees, but if there's anything else that you feel your body needs, I know a lot of folks might like to go for a little happy baby, rocking from side to side. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you put your spine into some kind of flexion, so some kind of curliness, okay? All right. So as you find your way towards Shavasana, just give yourself any props that you need, maybe a bolster or cushions under the knees or any you all know the score. Just allow yourself to fall into your chosen shape for a little rest. Very gently, breathing in peace and breathing out peace. And just for the next 3 breaths, I'd like to invite you to hum out the exhale. So like Brahmari breath. You don't need to close up the ears unless you want to. If not, keep the arms by your side. 3 rounds, inhaling. You can invite a little movement into the body. Feel free to take a stretch, hugging the knees in, a little roll around. And then please take your time. You can find your way back to sitting whenever you feel ready. Just come back to placing the hands onto the body or wherever you want in your lap, wherever it resonates. And just a little moment, one breath, scan the body. One breath to observe the breath. One breath to observe the mind. And one breath to observe your mood. Bring the hands together. Let's take one arm together. Exhale fully. Inhale. And may the merits of our practice bring stability and peace and ease to ourselves. And may the merits of our practice bring stability, peace, ease, and nourishment to all those we engage with and beyond on our path. Thank you so much, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I'm aware that you probably have to scooch off super quick. So thank you so much for joining. So lovely. Thank you, Helen. Helen, you feel okay? Yeah. Lovely to see you, Hannah and Herders and Lorna. Felicity.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
week.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Okay,
See you
thank
soon.
you. Bye.